So if everyone followed this law, there would be even less good movies in Hollywood than there already are. So Law 15 of the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene is to crush your enemies totally with that iron fist. Just ka-cha, hit them. And quite frankly, it does make sense. And like, once again, you see it in all these movies where either the main character, the antagonist, or the protagonist doesn't defeat their enemy, and that person comes back with a vengeance. And yeah, there's a lot more swords and weapons in the movies, but this can apply to normal, average life too. Just even in like a really practical sense of not someone else. Like, say you're doing something on your car, you're working on your car, and that's your enemy. The enemy is the problem that you're fixing. So you go in there and you see the brakes, and you're just changing the pads, and you're like, oh, it needs new rotors too. But you don't change the rotors. And you're like, oh, they're sort of bad, but you know what, I'll get it later, I'll figure that one out later. It comes back to bite you. 2 months later, you're stuck on the side of the road like a highway 2 hours from home because the rotor took a dump. And this is just like a random example. Not that it's happened to me. But that enemy came back to defeat you. That problem came back. And that might be a stupid example, but any other example I could think of outside of movies and vanquishing someone by putting them 6 feet in the ground, it's like business. And that's sort of like a crappy way to look at it, because being in a competition mentality isn't like a really good way to run your business. There's always plenty of fish out there in the sea. There's plenty of ocean to swim in. Actually, now that I think about it, a good example is someone you want out of your life. And no, I'm not saying put them 6 feet under in your backyard. That's not where I'm going with this. But cut them out of your life entirely. Cut off all communication. Take some C4, put it on that bridge, add the little man and fat boy for good measure, and just detonate it. Boom. Done. They have no way of getting back into your life. Because at the end of the day, one, if you're cutting them out like that, that person was bad for you. Why would you leave open any form of communication? And trust me, I've had this happen in my past where I didn't cut the cord totally, and they came back and wreaked havoc in my life all over again. It's like, dummy, didn't you learn the lesson the first time? Should have just blew that bridge up. The second time I did, I added a heck of a ton of explosives on that bridge and made sure that they won't come back into my life. They're still alive. FBI agent, relax. But they no longer have access to me. And I feel like that's the best way to apply this law, to be honest with you, is cut those people out of your life and make sure they can't come back, because realistically, some people don't do it on purpose, but other people will come back and try to come back in because you made them feel some type of way, and you displayed your power over them and said, oh, I don't need you, and now they're going to be petty, come back and mess shit up for you. And that's exactly what they do in the movies, except, like I said, it involves a lot more swords and weapons. But anyways, I think that's all I really have to say about this one. If you don't know me, my name is Brendan. This is The Lost Tribe. This is my 48 Laws of Power series, which exists to show you what the law is, tell you how people use it in a bad way, but also, and more importantly, how you could either use it in a good way or defend yourself from people using it in a bad way against you. But if you like this content, hit that like button, leave a comment down below if you have anything to say about this law, how you've used it, how you've defended against it, or honestly, if there's anything else you want me to cover on this channel, because this is my 48 Laws of Power series once again, and it's not the only thing I do. And last but not least, hit that subscribe button, because if you made it this far and you're listening to me ramble at this point, you probably like this content. Once again, Brendan, Lost Tribe, peace out.